let's have some fun. The apples are getting ready to come out. I woke up this morning and looked at the dehydrator and it was on its 24-hour extra dry time. Always put the 24 hours extra dry time because you never know when it's going to go into dry time, and you may be at work or you may be something, but the 24 hours is a safety net for you, so you can get to it when you want to. You can never over dry something. Anyways, what am I going to put on the freeze dryer trays next? Because I have 2 freeze dryer trays in the freezer waiting, and I need 3 more. And since I'm doing fruit on those 2 trays, I am doing a few fruit puree. I am doing blueberries, but blueberries are really hard to do. They take a ton of extra time unless you cut each one in half. I'm not cutting each one in half. That is like, no, I have, but I'm not doing it. So I'm putting them in my food processor and I am pureeing them up. Why am I doing this? Because, you know, these are going to be blueberry bits. And what would I use blueberry bits for? You see what that looks like? Oh, muffins, granola, trail mix, snacks, stuff like that. I mean, I would do whole blueberries. I have whole blueberries. We could do those in trail mix. But this just seems like it would be so amazing. And the blueberries are already frozen, so I'm quickly pureeing them in my food processor, which makes a great product to spread on the trays. I'm going to spread them all out on the trays, put them back in the freezer, and when these apples are ready to come out, these will still be frozen. These will be ready to go. We'll talk about them when we get them. Most of these are from my neighbor's bush up the way, but don't tell anybody. These I've got at the grocery store. They were 97 cents. Can't pass them up when they're 97 cents. It's going in the freezer. It'll be frozen by this afternoon when I hopefully will start my next load in the freeze dryer. It's time to take them out. They're done. Once again, I'm not ready for this. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to do its final way, but I already know that they're done because I wanted to go to bed, so I left them in there for an extra 7 hours. So I'm going to get them out of here, weigh them one last time, and then we're going to package them. And they're in. Now it is time to package it. Okay, so I was quick short-term sealing them into half-gallon Mylar jars because I was busy and had someplace I needed to go. Now, how am I going to take all of these blueberries? We're talking a lot of blueberries that I chopped up while they were frozen in a food processor, put them on freeze dryer trays and froze them and dried them. Now, how am I going to package them? In a couple different ways. Stick with me. I'm going to show you something fun. We're actually going to use stand-up pouches. They are gusseted at the bottom. Do you know these right here are made in the United States? I love that. I love that. Anyways, we have, since I told you before, some of these are my neighbors. So whenever somebody gives me something, I always return it back and in some way, shape, or form. So we're gonna do it in 2 ways. We're gonna send some pie filling, which also was part of their tree, and then we're going to send them some dehydrated or some freeze-dried blueberries. So let me get this going. I'm just going to be honest with you. I use my bags from PackFreshUSA, and I just want to show you right now. I opened up this package, and it is the gusseted bags. They stand up. These ones have a clear film on them that you can see through, so you're going to be able to see through them. I like that because when I give something to somebody, I want them to see what I'm giving them so that when they open it up, they're not like, ah, gross. They look and they see. But this is why I love this company. They want you to know exactly how to use the products. So they have diagrams and information, like the volume. Each bag it's listed, the small, medium, large, extra large. So it's talking the 5 by 8.5 by 3 inch, which interior is 4 by 6 by 2, holds 21 ounces of fluid, right? Or product, type of volume. But this is what's even better. They tell you right here what size O2 absorber to use on it. What size? It's like they take the guesswork out of everything. You guys always say, I never know what size oxygen absorber to use. That's because you're not using PackFreshUSA. Because if you were ordering from them, they tell you everything. It's like no guess. Mason jars, no problem. They tell you this, they tell you. It's the sole reason why I recommend them. Like the sole reason why I recommend them. Their link is in my bio because I love them so much. I don't do that with everybody. So this one says 100 cc's for this. I'm going my 100 cc's and my impulse sealer, and we're going to package up some for my neighbor. By the way, for me, when I'm packaging fruit that I'm going to be using a lot of, or I'm going to be storing in the quart jar, the pint jars, I use the gusseted this size, because I think it's the quart size, because it just literally almost package to jar transfers, right? So like I would just use this to fill this up, just in case you wanted to know. I went all the way out there and forgot to get the impulse sealer. You don't actually need this, because they do make a little mini bag sealer if you don't want to invest in one of these. You can get a little mini bag sealer that they have, really inexpensive, and it works good because I've tried it. Don't forget the magic spoon trick to open these. Go slow when you have small little pieces of food and powder in these jars, if the stuff will fly. I think my favorite size of O2 absorbers and bags is the quart and the 200 cc's. I'm like, this is just my favorite combo. So I'm going to put 200 cc's in here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove 3, because I have 3 bags to seal. I'm going to put an O2 absorber in each one. I'm going to seal this up immediately. Let me show you how I'm going to do that, because we have no waste on this farmland, don't we? I actually take food saver bags when I am going to be using them, but I want to temporarily take out all of the oxygen. I would open this up here, shove it in here after I've opened it and removed what I wanted, and immediately seal it up, and then come and seal these. You gotta work fast. You gotta work fast. It's like marsupial fast. No, faster than that. While the food saver is sucking it, I'm pushing out all of the air. I think they call that burping. I'm not really sealing it. I'm going to seal the edge. You might want to see this part, huh? I'm just going to stick it in. I'm going to make sure it's all flat. I've burped all the air out, and I'm going to do one seal. When you hear it click off, just like it did, I'm going to keep pressing it to make sure that all of the whole seam is pressed together as it cools down. Then I'm going to let it up. I'm going to check the seam to make sure it is flawless with no creases. Then I'm going to seal it again. But first, I'm going to make sure I do the other ones before the O2 absorbers wear off. So I just sit here and hold it, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to do a double seam on it. So every bag will have a 2 seam on it. That's just my personal preference. That's just an in case. And then we're going to seal the other one. So this is the other way I store O2 absorbers before I've had a chance to use them. I use my food saver to suck out all the air. And I have them already sealed in here. So they're already sealed in here, but I'm going to grab the one that I need for this, and then we're going to seal it. Gosh, look at how cute those are. Look at how cute the blueberries are. You already see some of the air kind of like moving out of there. Like, oh, blueberries, people. I gotta build a box for my neighbors. Okay, and that is how I use O2 absorbers. And they're Mylar bags. I love the gusseted Mylar bags. They sit so cool while you're using them. And when I'm doing the working opened bags that I'm using, I label them. So this is the 100 cc open bag, and this is the 200 cc open bag. Ironically, there are actually closed bags in there, but I just throw them all in the same package anyways. It keeps them all together. I keep organizing. That's how I organize my CCs too. My O2 absorbers. It's just fun. I'm sorry. It's just a lot of fun. And isn't this so cute? It's like so adorable. It would be adorable if it was like dried herbs, like dried rose petals. But I like the blueberries in there. The blueberries are just so beautiful. Okay, now you know what I know.